Howdy, Chess College. How you doing? Welcome to day one, week one of your Humanities through the Arts course here at Chess College. I'm your not so humble instructor, Rex Thompson, Professor Thompson. To you, thank you very much. Give you a brief rundown on who exactly I am. Um, I've been at Chess College for 8 years now. I teach this course in the Humanities 4 through film studies and contemporary television, which I haven't done too much of lately, um, unless the students request it. Um, I also teach at National University online, creative writing, film studies, and a bunch of other stuff for about 16 years. Yeah, I'm a published novelist, produced playwright. I made some films. I won the Best Director for a film at Slam Dance Film Festival, 1995, for a movie called God Drives a Pontiac that I wrote and directed. Um, I'm working on a film right now, experimental documentary film about my dead friend, and and I used to be the singer of a punk rock band called Scary Elvis. Wrote the lyrics and most of the chords and the songs. I'm still writing songs. I'm still doing all that I can. I'm also a painter. There's a self portrait back there. Put some other of my paintings back here. You can see them. Um, I try to stay as creative as possible, and I try to be as knowledgeable as possible. Try to be as creative as possible because that's what's going to get me through this world we're living in. I don't know how you're getting through the world. Maybe you're doing something creative also. I hope so. Anyway, I hope this class, which is a general humanities through the arts course, will inspire you to further your knowledge on the humanities and the arts, to explore the world that we live in, because that's important. It's who we are as a culture. Um, right now, it looks like it's a culture of um, evil politics and wars and all sorts of places in the world. People dying every day from warfare and politics and uh, lack of food, lack of warmth, climate change, whether you believe in that, it doesn't matter. It's happening. Um, and so you look to the arts to come in like the cavalry and save the day. Will they save the day? Who knows? We'll see. It certainly helps the day. Um, the course starts essentially in the Renaissance, which is about 1550 thereabout in Florence, Italy, which I'm going to start my first lecture on that, not tonight, but later this week. We'll start there because essentially everything kind of starts there. Please get the textbook. You can get it through the bookstore. It's in your syllabus. Um, I'll sign the chapters later on this week to start reading. If you can't find it at the bookstore, you can find it on Amazon. You can buy it used. It's not that bad, $24, I think. Or you could rent it for the semester. That's an option. Um, I'm looking around for, I don't see my book, but we'll talk about that later. Today, this week, an introduction to the humanities and what this class is all about, how I'm going to teach this class, how I get about, what I expect from students. Hold on. Pardon me. um, so look at your syllabus. Go down, just check out, do a checklist on it. Make sure you're uh, kind of understand what we're going to do in the course a bit. Um, look at the subjects we're going to tackle, everything from Michelangelo, the painter, to Picasso, to Beethoven and Mozart, Van Gogh, to Picasso, filmmakers from silent greats to current cinema, music, classical music, jazz, the blues, folk music, rock and roll, hip hop, jazz. I think I said that already. Um, we'll go through each week. I dedicate a week to that subject, usually, unless I get a little slow and I dedicate more in a week. We'll be going through theater, playwrights. Do you know what a playwright is? Have you ever read a play? Have you ever wanted to write a play? Do you know what a play is? Some people don't. They only watch Netflix, and that's fine. But that's theater is the basis of all everything we're doing in movies and in television. Um, we're going to be tackling Shakespeare, great writers from John Steinbeck to Jack Kerouac to current writers. Do you read novels? Is novel reading gone out of fashion? I think perhaps it has, but we're going to read some stuff in here. Don't worry, you don't have to read a book. You just got to do some research and some writing. The assignments, we're going to do 8 or 9, 10, I think, maybe essays. Your first essay will be next week, not this week, so don't worry about it. Um, I'm a writer. I believe in critical thinking. So the essays I assign you will be asking you to critically think about a topic, whether it's Mozart or Beethoven or Martin Luther, not the religious figure, but not Martin Luther King, folks, but Martin Luther, the man who changed all of religion, um, or Picasso or Andy Warhol in the art world. You're going to be writing essays about them. I'll usually have a documentary for you to look at. It could be brief or it could be an hour long on these topics. And so you don't have to read about it just in the textbook, but you'll see the visual that goes along with it. Um, that's all going to be posted in modules along with this lecture, by the way. So look after this. I'm going to post another brief TED talk, I think it is, on what are humanities, how important they are to us, and how vital they are to us as culture, and why we need them, why we need our humanity. The humanities covers a lot of ground. It's the best of who we are as humans on the planet Earth, and it covers some of the worst we are. But we're not gonna go into the dark places of World War II and concentration camps. We will brush on this because this is what the humanities is all about. Humanities reflects what's going on in our culture. And if that stuff is going on in our culture right now, we're very divided, the country is the red states, the blue states, Democrats, Republicans, evangelical Christians, non Christians, gays, non gays. We're very divided in this country. And the arts is a way to make sense of it all and it helps heal the wounds and it helps tell our story, our collective story, which is really important through film, music, dance, architecture. Um, we spent a lot of times in buildings and houses. The buildings and houses we spend our time in reflects on our mental health, our physical health. Why do we design buildings for different avenues in our life? They're not just practical, they're just not shelter, although that helps. Sometimes they're art. Um, what is art? We're going to be talking about that a lot here in this class, and why it matters. And I'm going to try to always connect it to our human element by looking at the culture and comparing the culture to what's going on with the art. Why did Picasso paint in his blue period? There's a reason for that, folks. He had lost a great friend who died, and he was feeling blue. And so he had a blue period. Why did Andy Warhol paint Campbell soup cans? Do you even know what I'm talking about? I hope you do. Because he looked at the world around him and saw mass consumerism, and his art reflected that. It was a comment on our obsession with consumer goods. We're still consumed with it. Look at all the amount of commercials on TV and advertisements. We can't avoid them. Even if we try, it's hard to cut the ads out of our life. And so artists who use those ads as art to comment on who we are as a culture at this point in our history. Music is being written on computers now. It's gotten uh, to the point where it's so artificial that they don't even have humans singing. They do, but they do use auto tuning. So everybody has pitch perfect voice. The instruments are pitch perfect, which is not how we are as humans. We aren't perfect, folks. We're far from it. And that's what makes great music, from Beethoven to the Rolling Stones to Nirvana to Tupac. It makes us imperfect. And that's why we relate to it as humans, because it's imperfect. It's not auto tuned, it's real. Some people find the auto tuned, computerized, generated music somehow enjoyable. That's okay. You can enjoy it. But is it really an honest evaluation of who we are, of what we're looking for, what we need? Now we're getting into the world of AI, artificial intelligence. They say they're going to start writing our books, making our music. I'm not looking forward to that. Fight against the artificial intelligence aspect of our culture, resist it with our humanness. They can't replicate that, no matter how hard they try or how good the computers are. So, your essays are going to be 3 to 5 pages. Critical essays, we'll be talking about those as I assign them. Your first one will be assigned next week, so don't worry about it. I already told you that. You're going to keep a journal reflection started today, week one. Each of the journals, I'm going to post a sample of it. You'll see what it looks like. It's essentially a diary, what we do in this class. In the journal, you will write about, say, a paragraph of what we did that week, what you saw, what I spoke about, what you read about, what you wrote about, what possibly you learned. Hopefully, you learned something, and how it could be improved, or didn't like it, or you're bored by it. I don't care. You just got to. This proves that you're in the class. We're not in a classroom. This is the virtual world we're living in. I trust you're all tuning into these lectures. You're here for a reason. You want to learn. We're here to learn, not to do something easy and get breeze through it. We're going to learn something. You're going to learn something. You're going to work for it. The journal reflection should have an entry for all the weeks we're here. And that's about 17 weeks. So it should have 17 entries. I will, like I say, I'll post an example later on this week. But remember, it's not due until the last week of school. So you cannot upload it and give it to me. You're going to hand me the whole thing at the end of the course. And if you miss a week or a day or two, you miss a reading, tell me you missed it. You don't have to have an excuse. I don't care. We all have families, we have jobs, we have private lives that Sometimes we have to miss things. It's okay. It's okay to miss some stuff. Don't miss too much though. Um, then you'll do. We're gonna have one quiz. It's gonna be based on a documentary about movies. We won't be doing that for several weeks. Don't worry about it right now. I'll talk about it more later. Then there's gonna be a research paper. It's gonna be the final thing you do in this class. It'll probably be. It won't be due to the last week of school, so don't worry about it right now. Talk about that more. You're going to research a topic that we've covered in this class, in the book, in the documentaries, and my lectures. I'll make a list of things you can write about, or if you want to come up with your own, that's fine. But it's going to be a research paper. It's going to be a little different, not a critical essay, but a researched paper with a title page, MLA format, works cited page. Hopefully, you've done some of those papers. If not, we're going to do one in this class. And that's it, folks. It'll be over before you know it. We get a little vacay in the spring, Easter week, not for a while. So, right now, we're here together in this course. I'll be doing 2 of these lectures a week, and we will be moving on. If you're having any issues at all, get a hold of me at rexhaas@yahoo.com or text me at 530-941-9661. Don't hesitate. I usually get back to you pretty quick, but do identify yourself and tell me what class you're in because I've got several classes. That's all I ask. Okay, what if I haven't covered? I'm going through this pretty fast. I don't want to bore you guys. These lectures are usually around 20 minutes. Welcome to the course. It's winter, folks. It's cold where I am. I assume it's cold where you are if we're in the same area. The What makes us human? Look to Shakespeare. Simple as that. He wrote his plays. He said everything there is to say about us, who we are, in that beautiful poetic language. It probably scares most people, but we're going to try to break it down to make it easier and not so scary. Welcome to the course. Let's. I'm only as good as the feedback I get from you guys. So let's stay in touch. If you need to talk to me personally, let's arrange. I have open office hours. There's no office. This is it right here, folks. Just contact me and we'll have a one-on-one FaceTime if you want, a Zoom call. Cool, huh? Okay. Anyway, welcome to the course. It's good to have you. We're going to get through this. It's going to be fun because nothing's better than the arts. Nothing. See you next time.